Hi everyone, my name's Abigail. I'm a therapist with postgrad in family therapy, adolescent counselling. In today's video, I want to talk to alienated dads. I know this is an extremely painful situation to be in, and I know that from the men that I've worked with, it can be extremely debilitating, especially when mum might have primary custody of the kids and she's brought a new man in. And so what happens for the man is it's enormous stress on what's his value going to be. This person's spending all their time with his kids, and it's a really, really painful situation. And what I notice with a lot of men is there's all this either suppressed anger and emotion and distrust, and also the need to want to run away. I can't do this. Or there might be periods of time where you don't see your child for an extended period of time, which again is very painful. And I see, especially if the system's involved in any way, because then what you see is when the law gets involved in families, men in particular have no ability to lead in their families, and they get overwhelmed by the system and they get frozen, and they usually end up worse than they should have because they just freeze and don't even stand up for themselves, and when it might go to court or when they're talking to professionals. So let's talk about this. So the first thing I want to say is I believe completely that men, their primary fulfilling objective of masculine energy is to lead, provide safety, and to just support their family. And when they can't do that and it's taken away, psychologically that has a major impact. The other thing that I know about men is work as well. Like I understand that men get really debilitated when they can't work and provide because their psyche is based on, now I could be wrong here, but this is what I understand, winning and losing. So whereas women are much more like fluid and grey and all over the shop sometimes, I mean that in a good way though, they can adapt and they can make things work in new ways. Men are like, if I'm not able to provide, I'm a winner or I'm a loser. It's kind of black and white thinking. It's not bad, it just is what it is in my understanding. So let's look at this. So a man has a child, that child's been taken out of his reality, and he has to then parent from a position of a few hours a week or whatever it might be, whatever weekend, and the kids come in and they're a bit disorientated. So firstly, let's look at this. Okay, dads, first thing I want to say is don't step out. Whatever you do, do not step out. Deal with your emotions. Like, I know it's uncomfortable, I know it's old, like you don't want to go to counselling, you don't want to go anywhere, but what you find is big emotions impact your decisions. And when you have a big emotion and you know, if you're overwhelmed by seeing your children because you're trying to do the routine that might not be familiar, you're trying to keep everybody happy, you're trying to, you know, then you're depressed because you've just seen mum with another man, whatever it is, calm down, get yourself in order. Let's solve this like we would a problem on a building site or in a banking institution or wherever you might work. Let's problem solve here. First thing, let's deal with the emotion. And what does that mean? Talk to someone, probably not your mates. It's not a good idea. You don't want people who are going to collude with you. You want people who are going to collude with your victim story of how hard done by you are. What you want people to do is listen, understand, and reflect your situation back to you with new meaning, so you can start to understand and accept where you are and what you can do moving forward. So problem solving number one, deal with any overwhelming emotion. Problem solving number two, the children. Firstly, you are their father. That's it. There's no taking that away, no matter what, no matter who else comes along. The biological bond is massive. You cannot take it away. You cannot take it away. You know, you see adopted children who are so driven to find their families, and children who go into care, they always go back to their families. They always want that primary biological parent who, so, you know, the bond is so strong. So don't deny it. Don't deny it. Don't deny your value and your worth, because it's actually massive. Like, it's massive. So what if you're feeling worthless? So let's look at that. So firstly, start stepping up. You might not get it right, but step up. Know that you are important. You've got a role. It comes with responsibilities. Your role, you've chosen to be a father. I'm sorry, you've chosen to be a father, so that comes with responsibilities. So what does that mean? That means providing safety and stability for your children. So when you have your children, don't be hungover, don't be messy, get yourself calm and plan how you're going to spend time with them. And it's really tricky for children too. And if they're transitioning from mum's care to your care and things have been going on they don't understand, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because you're probably going to be vulnerable too. And so answer their questions honestly as you can, with not blaming or shaming anyone. And try and do activities. Dads are activities. Dads are fun. Dads are games. Take your kids out. If you've got them for the weekend, take them and do something. Even if they whinge and carry on, let them whinge and carry on. Take them and do something, because what they're doing probably when they're whinging and carrying on is they've got an unmet need that wasn't able to be met over the week, or they're transitioning not very well. And so just, show them for kids who are whingy and really difficult, let's just stop for a minute. Show them visually what you'll be doing before you go do it. Like, say you're taking them down the river to practice fishing, or say you're taking them to a park, or say you're taking them to visit their grandparents. Say you don't even know which one. Show them a picture on your phone or whatever. Show them a picture. And so they know what's going to happen, because when people and children are in high emotion, visual goes to a different part of the brain. So the children will be calm with this. So plan your weekend with your children. Plan what you can do and be present. Listen to them, watch them, take pictures with them. Like, not too many, because who's into phones really? But be present and enjoy your children and know your value and worth. Because while this other man may have come into your children's lives, he's not their father. He's never going to be their father. He's never going to be their biological father, let's say. He could be a really good man and he could have really good relationships with them, but he's not going to be their biological father, and you are their biological father. So start remembering that, start stepping up, and start understanding your worth. And it's difficult when men first have time with their children, because they might have had a wife or a girlfriend who ran the house and they don't know, they don't have the meals organised, they want to go get takeaway and things like that. Start being organised, even if it's half organised. Have activities, show them pictures, choose together, and be the dad. And don't be worried if they get upset. Maybe you have to discipline them and you're like, I'm not going to discipline them because then they'll get upset and they'll tell mum. Yeah, you can discipline them, because children need boundaries because it makes them safe. But what I would say is, if you're overwhelmed with your emotion, look, please consider doing a parenting course or talking to a professional, because they can really help you understand your child in new ways and connect and build that relationship. So go to a trusted place in the community that runs parenting, or talk to a professional like myself and get tips on how do I build my confidence and build your relationship too. One of the key ways of building relationship is child-led play, and I'm going to do a video on that, so come along for that one, and that will build the connection, especially after children have been through any adversity, or if they've been through any family violence and all the other things that kids might go through. So number one thing for men, don't step out. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling really displaced by the ex relationship, or another man, sort your feelings out. Go talk to a professional and sort your feelings out, because what you're wanting is to connect to your child, and you're wanting to connect to your child and build a really strong relationship, because you've chosen the role of father. So you need to step into it, and you need to step into it with confidence, because that's when men are at their best. So do that. The other thing is, if you're involved in the system, you need professional help, because the system can be absolutely overwhelming. And I don't necessarily mean by that a solicitor. Like, yes, they're helpful, but what you need to do is clearly put your thoughts and feelings across. And if you're overwhelmed by a system or a legal threat to put you in jail, take your children away, take your home away, take your assets away, you need to get confident and strong. And what I see time and time again is men who are frozen. They're frozen because they don't know how to navigate the system. When they don't know how to navigate the system, they don't know how to respond. They don't know how to be the best version of themselves, to put their own best interests forward, and they often don't, which is so detrimental for years. So what I'm saying is, get strong men, get confident, Number one thing is return to your confidence. Be the provider, be the protector, be in your masculine energy, which is leadership energy. And if you've never led, it's about time you did and stepped into masculine energy. So go do whatever it takes to undo your old patterns that have got you to this place in your life. Check in to your relationship as parent, because you are the parent. You will be the parent for life for this child. So step in, don't step out, because that's a weak man. That's not a man in his good energy, in his leadership, in his protector energy, in his safety. Don't step out no matter what. Don't step out, because it's not acceptable. It's just not. So they're my tips for today. If you would like a coaching session, please get in contact with me. I've got quite a lot of experience in the system, particularly around family violence, where the situation might not be clear who was the perpetrator of the family violence. I've also got a lot of experience of providing court documentation to support your position. However, I'm not going to do that without you doing the work and without my own assessment of having a clear understanding of where your commitment and your values lie and the growth that you've done. So basically, you'd need to work with me. And yeah, if you want to get in touch or you have any questions, please, or suggestions for another video, please put it below. Thank you.